So if you're like me and you're literally obsessed with plastic rocks, I'm here to teach you guys how to build the greatest possible LEGO rocks / freeform for your LEGO creations. I made a similar Rockwork tip video a while ago, but it is the #1 cause of hearing loss. Don't watch it. I'm going to be using my custom builds as examples and be giving you guys tips on no matter how many parts you have, you can make some really awesome LEGO rocks / freeform that people will literally try and rob from you because of how awesome they look. The first thing I want to get out the way is that everyone has a different parts collection. No matter how much practice or creativity you have, you can only get so far without having certain parts. If you want to have the most creative freedom for LEGO rocks, I suggest having a good amount of large and small slope pieces, a lot of plates, some swivel joints, knot bricks, hinge type pieces, and the list just goes on and on. But not everyone can just rob the LEGO store with the boys every weekend. So depending on the parts you have, there are certain things you could do. I highly discourage it, but if you have nothing better, then hey, you can go grab those burps and lurps out of your trash can and throw them on your MOC. If you do use them, I personally suggest adding cheese slopes and plants to level up the look of them to at least make them bearable to the human eye. Building Rockwork isn't about making super textured, detailed, intricately shaped rocks and sweating all over the place like me when I made this Hungarian horntail MOC. Like, I'm positive I single-handedly produced the next 50 years of tap water. Building rocks and just LEGO in general is about being creative with the parts you have. With rocks, you want a tad bit of overlap with all the pieces to give it the most realism, but nothing super exaggerated. I've seen some Rockwork builds before that have slopes overlapping everywhere, and it's extremely spiky and literally looks like a lethal weapon. Another thing you should keep in mind is that more detailed isn't always better. In certain situations, it's better to use larger slope pieces rather than smaller, more textured ones, because if you're gonna make a giant boulder, for example, which those of you who aren't subscribed live under, or just something bigger, larger parts would help encapsulate that look because it's a giant boulder. It's not supposed to be extremely detailed and textured, like the aftermath of me and the boys playing real-life Super Smash Bros. I want to briefly talk about color. Personally, for freeform, I like using dark gray or dark tan as base colors because they're the only pieces I have a lot of slopes in. Light gray is also good, but I don't have any rock pieces in them. And then as accent colors, I like using olive green, white, or any of the other base colors. The good thing about accent colors is that you only need very few pieces in that color, so you have a lot more to choose from. But at the end of the day, what colors or how many colors is something that's different for each build, and these are just my favorites. What I'm going to be talking about next might be the most important tip. For the sake of this, I'm going to be categorizing plates, slopes, tiles, wedge plates, and all the pieces used for rocks on the outside as rock pieces, and I'm going to be categorizing the pieces used to connect the rock pieces to your build as connector pieces. My English teacher needs to give me an A+ extra credit for this. I am literally teaching kids complex vocabulary that will pave their future. Put this on your college resume, guys. With that being said, one of the most common errors I see with rocks is that people only use snot bricks as connector pieces. Here are a couple builds I whipped up using snot bricks, and honestly, they don't look that bad. It's definitely a very easy and convenient way to build rocks because of the lack of gaps and just how sturdy it is. But if you want to make the most realistic looking rocks, most of the time you want to use a mix of different connector pieces to get the best shaping. I'm talking about using hinges, ball joints, bar pieces, pairing 2 snot bricks in different directions, placing pieces with studs on top, using a 1x1 stud with a bar connection plus a lightsaber hilt, and heck, even using glizzy pieces paired with clips. I don't know why everyone's sleeping on the glizzy, it's so useful, but the easiest way to accomplish the shape you're looking for is by using a variety of pieces for the techniques inside. Boys, this tip I'm about to tell you guys is the biggest secret about LEGO rocks that will get you all the women. The #1 issue with most people's rock builds are gaps. The biggest downfall of trying to make detailed rock work is encountering these stupid gaps, and they automatically make the rocks look much worse because of all the realism you're losing. And to fix this, I recommend literally shoving 1x1 cheese slopes and 1x1 tiles into the gaps to make them all filled in. I'm not even kidding. If it's an even smaller gap, you could use wand pieces or fang pieces. There's so much to use. I'm not even kidding. This technique is illegal, but if you tell the FBI you're friends with sacred bricks, you won't be seeing them around anymore. If you pull this off right, it won't actually be too unstable. I mean, with some detailed MOCs nowadays, if you like breathe within a 10 feet radius of them, they will start like crumbling down like there was a nuclear bomb explosion next to it. Also, if you've watched the video till now, I need you to comment down below ProBuilder69 so I know where the real ones are at. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. Absolutely tear down that comment section with comments and subscribe because we're almost at 10K. Let's get it, boys.